previous videos we have discussed about the grammar section and that first flight textbook. Some chapters we have already completed from first flight chapters textbook. From this textbook we have already completed 2 chapters. Now we'll move ahead with the another chapter from your supplementary textbook, Footprint, chapter number 3, The Midnight Visitors. Visitor, written by Robert Arthur, the very famous writer. Now we'll talk about this chapter. In this chapter, 3 main characters are there, but our story starts with 2 main characters. First is a main character, that Ozabel, and that Ozabel is a one type of that detective person. Detective, that means you know the person who is doing the work like a spy and all like that. So Ozabel is a detective and the other character is a Fowler. Fowler is a writer. Fowler is a writer and who is going to write a book on detective. That's why he came to here. That's why he came over here. That Ozabel was a detective and a Fowler was a writer who wanted to write a book on detectives. That means who Fowler wants to write a book on detectives, and that Ozabel is a detective. He came to meet Ozabel, and that's why the reason only that he came to meet Ozabel. Actually, that detective is having some different and special qualities. As that Fowler has already decided in his mind that this kind of different qualities should be there in that detective. But when he saw the Ozabel first time, at that moment, he feel that yaar, I was wrong, because that Ozabel who was a very fat and looked not like a detective, and he had a room. That means he had one room in French hotel. In that French hotel, 6 floors are there, and on the top floor he is having that room, that Ozabel. Fowler did not know what to expect from him. When he first time saw to that Ozabel, Fowler said, yaar, now what I expect from him? Because he is not having a single quality like a detective. Ozabel even could not could speak. Ozabel could speak German and that French language. But his accent is totally in American language, because before 20 years he already shifted over here from that Boston. Before 20 years ago, that means before 20 years he already shifted over here. That's why he can speak French and German, but the accent is in American language. Ozabel could read that Fowler's mind and say that he would not find any beautiful girls around him. He looked at the Fowler and said that being a young and romantic man, romantic writer, that means here that romantic, that means a one type of other, that means romantic, that means imaginative person. Here another word is there for romantic, that means imaginative. According to that chapter, it's a imaginative. So that Ozabel said that, yeah, according to me, you should have some beautiful girls around you, but you are alone. And a writer must have thought that there would be mysterious people around the spy. However, in reality, he was spending a dull evening in a French music hall with a sloppy fat man who was not getting messages slipped into his hand and dark eyes, that beauties. That means even that Fowler having the other belief about the detective. Okay, detective is having some pistols and drugs and wine की जो सब उन लोगों ने पकड़ा हुआ होता है, ऐसे कुछ बहुत कुछ होता है. But here Ozabel is not having anything. That means दोनों की बिलीफ एक दोनों अपनी अपनी जगह पे रॉन्ग जा रहे थे. कि फॉलर ने डिटेक्टिव की इमेजिनेशन कुछ और की थी, ओजाबेल ने एक राइटर की इमेजिनेशन कुछ और की थी, और दोनों अपने अपने कैरेक्टर में डिफरेंट थे. They were talking to each other, and while talking with each other, when they have reached at the detective's room at the top floor, sixth floor, and when they have reached and when they opened the door, at that moment they saw that one person who is having a pistol and who was standing in front of him. When that Fowler saw that person with a pistol, that means gun, at that moment he feel very scared and frightened. But just next moment that Ozabel said, "Arey, Max, Max, according to me that you should be in Berlin. But how it is possible that you are coming over here?" Max is a slender person. Slender, that means a thin. Slender person, and that Max, he is having a pistol and he is pointing out to that Ozabel and that Fowler. On seeing him, Ozabel was totally shocked and he said that that means I think, according to me, you should be in Berlin. The Fowler was totally frightened because that man is having pistol. Max is a crafty man who looked like a fox. Crafty, that means cunning. Crafty, that means cunning, that means Max, and he wanted to Isabel to hand him over the report on the missiles he was going to get. Actually, just because of that reason, the Max is coming over here because he wants to get some important report which Ozabel is having, and that report which is belonging to that missiles information. Ozabel went and sat on an armchair and he sidelined the topic by saying that he was going to complain the management. Now he is going to change the topic. He said that now this time so definitely I am going to complain that hotel manager, because last time also it was happened with me that in a month twice it was happened that someone came in my room from that balcony and without my permission. I have already informed them. When earlier it was happened before 15 or 20 days, when it was happened with me, at that moment I already complained, but at that moment they are informed and they have that means they gave the guarantee okay, will definitely block this balcony, but still they have not done that. In a small room there was not a balcony, it was a small window, but that Ozabel, what we can say कि वो सिर्फ उसको एक बालकनी बताता है, एक्चुअली में वो बालकनी थी ही नहीं, वो एक छोटी सी विंडो थी. So that Max said, यार, how you are knowing? I am not coming from that balcony. I am coming from your room only because I am having the duplicate key of your room. That's why I am coming from entry gate only. So that Ozabel said that no, I knew it that you are coming from balcony only because that balcony, this way is going down from that next apartment basement. कि ये रास्ता यहाँ से जो भी इंसान जाता है वो बाजू का एक अपार्टमेंट है वहाँ पे बेसमेंट में निकलता है. And that's why you are coming from there only. This time so definitely I am going to complain that management of that hotel. And Max confessed that he had not come through the balcony because he is having the pass key. Pass key, that means the duplicate key. He said that he wished he knew about the balcony, it would have been less troublesome to enter. And he also said that if I am knowing about the balcony, then why should I come from the entry gate? Definitely I will come from here only. But only just because of you only I am knowing about this balcony. Ozabel said that no, it was not his balcony, but it belonging to the next apartment. And he said that somebody had got into his room, that from the that means last month somebody already came from this way. The management has promised to block it. They had sat down as the paper would take about the half an hour to arrive. Just then there was a knock at the door. कि जो रिपोर्ट आने वाला था वो एक आधे घंटे में आने वाला था. At that moment someone knocks the door and that Ozabel immediately said कि he made a plan in his mind कि might be police is there. So Fowler, just open the door. So Fowler also just look in from that small pin of that from that door. कि हाँ, of course that outside the police is there and he is waiting for you. So that Ozabel again made a plan. कि हाँ हाँ, I already called that police because that report which going to come is very important and I want the protection. That's why I have called that police. Whenever the Max was heard about the police, at that moment he feels scared and he wants to jump from that balcony. When he jumped from the balcony, then only once he screamed only once, and then nothing. After that few minutes, that door opened, and at that moment in the door, that a waiter was there, and waiter said that, "Sir, your wine, as you have ordered." Okay, 2 glass with wine water. So that Fowler surprised and shocked that अरे यार ये उसने तो बहुत अच्छा दिमाग लगाया, ये क्या कर? So he asked to that Ozabel, what about that person if he'll come again from that staircase and all? So that Ozabel clarified that there is no balcony over here. This is a window, and that person to whom you are not seeing again because he is already dead. Like that, he saved his life of that of himself as well as the Fowler. So like that he used his presence of mind, and Fowler also believed that हाँ, of course Ozabel deserved to be a detective. I hope you understood this chapter. Whenever if you have any kind of problem, definitely whenever we will have online session, at that moment we will solve your doubts. Till then, stay safe, stay happy. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.